Orlando, a Cox Media Group station.
Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. Yankees looking for an 11th win in their last 13 games, home tonight against the Nationals. Third inning, and the Yankees on top 2-1. Both teams scoring in the first inning. Greg Bird, solo home run in the second, his third on the season. Nats and Yankees on ESPN TV tonight, also available on the ESPN app. Twins and Tigers in Detroit. Twins up 2-1 on Detroit in the third inning. Mariners walked off with an 8-6 victory against the Angels. Mitch Haniger, 2-run home run in the ninth. Mariners with the win. They've now won 4 in a row, 11 of their last 13. Today in Milwaukee, runs at a premium.
3-1 coming back. Hit in the air, left field, hit a ton. Schwarber back at the track. It's 1-0 Brewers. Lorenzo Cain hits his 8th home run, and the Brewers take that 1-0 lead.
Cain's home run accounting for the game's only run. Call on WTMJ. Jolies Chassin, 6 scoreless innings. He improves to 6-1 with the victory. It's the 7th shutout in 11 games this season between the Cubs and Brewers. Basketball Hall of Famer and Olympic gold medalist Ann Donovan died today at the age of 56. Family, in a statement to ESPN, said Donovan died due to heart failure. Donovan went to 3 Final Fours and won a national title at Old Dominion. She won gold with the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team in 1984 and again in 1988. And Donovan was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1995.
The Cubs and Cardinals, one of baseball's greatest rivalries, and they go head-to-head this weekend. Coverage begins Friday and Saturday at 7:30 Eastern and Sunday at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Presented by Barbasol Razors and Wendy's.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your...
Give me a hell yeah!
Hard-hitting.
What?
Compelling interviews.
What?
Spot-on predictions.
What?
Statistical analysis.
What? Huh? What?
Okay, so they're none of that. But definitely laying the audio smackdown. It's Wrestling Wednesday on the Kevin Sutton Show.
Yes, that's right. You hear it. You hear Daniel Bryan chanting that. Yes, it is Wrestling Wednesday on the Kevin Sutton Show. You can catch us live Monday through Friday on ESPN 580 Orlando or 24/7 at KevinSuttonShow.com, where we certainly bring the action and we obviously bring the nonsense. It is Wrestling Wednesday, guys, so I hope you got your boots laced up, your tighty whities on, and you're ready to chant some stuff. But first, guys, please find our podcast online, download it anywhere where podcasts are available. That's iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, pretty much every single place it's there. Just make sure you leave a rating, a review, and definitely don't forget to subscribe. We are knocking on 400's door, so plenty of episodes to listen to, plenty of nonsense to listen to right now. But first, Nick, please hit my music. Okay. Today is Wednesday, baby. My words of wisdom for you all are that if practice makes perfect and nobody's perfect, then why bother practicing? Right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. And also today in the studio, I got my man, Just Nick. What's up, man?
Not much.
We're gonna argue all day today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you about that.
No, yeah, we're gonna argue.
No, we're not gonna argue about
Yep. Well, I had to have somebody to talk to. Because it's just me solo right now. But what's going on, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, just a slow week or no?
We got the summer LeBron. Summer LeBron always fills time. What can I say? You know?
Yeah.
The NBA offseason. The NBA is 3 seasons long, man. You've got the regular season, you have the playoffs, and then you've got the offseason. I mean, the offseason, free agency, player movement, it's what makes the NBA such an entertaining league.
Yeah, that's why I said the NBA offseason is my favorite part of the NBA season, really, because that's where all the drama happens. It's like these guys are school children, almost. It's a soap opera too.
Well, that's what it is. We're a soap opera society, though.
Yeah.
It's what we love. We love all the soap opera stuff. We like the drama of it. We like kind of the back and forth between the players. Who likes who doesn't like who. Does LeBron like Houston? Does he like the Philadelphia 76ers? It's going to be great to follow all year long. If I was LeBron, I would drag this thing out until like August 10th.
When do they have to report to
Who cares? I would just drag this thing off. So what we know about LeBron's free agency is no one's going to make a move until he does. Like the other top-level guys, they're not going to sign with the team until LeBron does, because him changing teams or staying where he is such a seismic change for the NBA that those guys are going to have to wait to see where he ends up to make the proper moves. So if I were him, I would just wait until like August 15th and just screw up the entire league.
That's funny. When did Durant make his announcement that he was...
It was on the 4th of July when he went to the Warriors.
Yeah.
So that Bleacher Report article came out, which is how he announced it, came out on the 4th of July.
So you want LeBron to wait till mid-August?
Here's what I want. You know what I want LeBron to wait until? What? I want LeBron to wait until July 9th. That's when I want. I want him to wait until June 9th and then announce it at 6 p.m. June 9th when I'm hosting my show. That's what I would like.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'd like him to do. I'm on vacation the week before, Bron, so don't do it then.
Any new developments with any new teams pushing? I did hear about who was it? Gary Payton that said something about LeBron's kids going to the school in L.A.
Yeah, but LeBron's kids aren't in high school. He said his kid was enrolled in a high school in L.A.
So Gary Payton just made it up.
It's the glove. What can I say? Gary Payton's got to fill some time, I guess. I don't know.
So, but nothing new with any new teams pushing?
No, we know it's all going to be reports. It's all going to be kind of speculation at this point with LeBron. He's going to go quiet. You're not going to hear from him. But the new rumors coming out today, a lot of that is, well, what about the Boston Celtics? Would LeBron be interested in going to Boston, playing for the Celtics? Would he want to go play with the same team with Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving came out yesterday and said, management will take care of it, but he's not going to sign a contract extension until after next season, which makes financial sense for him. That's kind of been a lot of the back and forth today about whether or not the Celtics would be interested in pursuing LeBron and whether or not LeBron would go to Boston.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
because I really love this Boston team. They're fun.
They don't need him. They don't need LeBron.
No, I actually think if LeBron goes to an Eastern Conference team not named Boston, I'm still picking Boston to make it to the finals next year.
Really?
That team's better than any team that LeBron goes to, and Philly would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still taking Boston, though, with all the depth that they have and all the guys that they can throw at LeBron. They just took LeBron to a Game 7. Those guys are all going to get better.
Without Kyrie and Hayward.
Exactly. I get Hayward, I get Kyrie, I get year 2 of Tatum, year 3 of Jaylen Brown. I expect for Marcus Smart to be back. Terry Rozier will be back again. That team's better than any team that LeBron could go to in the Eastern Conference, whether he's playing with Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or not.
So to get him, though, wouldn't they have to explode the team or implode the team?
They would. You'd have to make some moves. Likely it would be a trade scenario, so they would have to give up. Like, you're talking about Boston, of course.
Yeah.
You're talking about,
yeah. Well, any team, really, right?
Philly could sign him outright. Philly has the room. Philly could just add LeBron to this.
Okay.
And that means that they would lose J.J. Redick because Redick is actually a free agent, but they wouldn't re-sign him. But there are only a few teams that actually have cap space, and most of the ones that do have cap space, LeBron will want to go to. Phoenix, Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's not going to Indiana. So likely any team that LeBron goes to, they're either going to have to go through a ton of moves to open up space, or they're going to have to trade for LeBron, which means that he opts into his player option the second year of that and then demands a trade.
Well, I still hope he stays at the Eastern Conference. I don't want to see him go to the West because just might as well cancel the East.
The Eastern Conference would be just kind of a desolate wasteland.
Really? It would be like Mad Max.
How many teams would we like in the Eastern Conference to actually compete for a title? I'd like Boston. Like, it would be Boston.
That'd be the only team.
It'd be Boston and Philly. I still like Philly.
Because Toronto can't do anything. They can't beat LeBron anyway.
Toronto, though, but then they don't have to go through LeBron if he goes west. They don't have to go through LeBron.
But if they find him in the finals, they'll get swept.
Likely, yes.
Yeah.
Likely, yes. So I don't know. I would still like Boston and Philly as title contenders, but I think that would be just about it.
Yeah.
Oh, the other team that was thrown in today was Washington Wizards.
Why them?
I don't know. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Jerry Daniels brought that up. Washington and New Orleans. That's right. Washington and New Orleans were two teams. New Orleans is interesting with Anthony Davis, but Washington makes zero sense to me whatsoever. The reason why I think they would connect the dots, playmaking point guard, which he likes, John Wall. I mean, he went to go play with Kyrie Irving, and Bradley Beal, who's an absolute sniper of a shooter. So those two guys are good starts, but after that, I mean, it's one of the worst bench situations in the NBA, and they improved it last year, but it still was pretty bad. And John Wall is due like $40 million the next couple of years. I don't think that makes any sense either. I don't think Washington's a real destination for him to go play.
Wow, well, it's like LeBron has carte blanche for pretty much.
Oh, he always does. He's going to have whatever choice he wants. Yeah.
Before we get into wrestling, before we go to break, how many years do you think he's got left? 5?
I would
5 good years.
I would start at 5.
He's a monster athletically. He's a freak of nature.
The tendency that I have just from experience of watching these careers, I would say 3. He probably has 3 years of solid prime. Wow, which is just, this is like...
Because he's 33, right?
This is prime, post-prime LeBron. Yeah, I think 36, just to think about him still doing what he's doing now at 38 is absurd. So I think it's about another 2 to 3 years as a number one on a team, can carry a team type guy.
Wow.
And then you have post-prime LeBron, and he can probably play into his early 40s if he finds the right situation and doesn't mind not being the number one option. Yeah, I mean, he's always been healthy, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he is.
Well, yeah. All right, well, that's enough LeBron talk for now. We'll probably finish the show with it. But, guys, it is Wrestling Wednesday, so that means when we come back, we're going to get into the action. And, of course, we're going to bring you some of the nonsense. But, yeah, this is Wrestling Wednesday with the Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Oh, snap, dizzle, tizzle, fizzle, bizzle, chisel, dizzle. This is the Kevin Sutton Show, and we're all action all the time on ESPN 580 Orlando, baby.
Go ahead, suck that win.
Man, I've been running, man.
I saw you. I've been running. I thought you were going to trip.
I should have tripped and, fell to where I didn't even come in today.
I saw it.
Today was a hard day. Today was a hard day. I've been out nonstop in the hot sun. I think I changed 3 shades of bad credit. It's horrible right now, man. I don't know. I've been up on top of a roof painting the house. Oh man, I don't know.
You are definitely blacker.
Yes. I don't know.
Nick, could a dark skinned guy get darker?
Nick,
he's
dark.
So there's
a story. Line.
There's a story about Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals that they tell that before Game 3 when the Bulls played in the NBA Finals. If you watch it back, Michael Jordan is 3 or 4 shades darker. And it's because he's sunburned because he played 18 holes of golf that day before Game 3 or something in the finals.
So Nick knows from there. A lot of people are like, oh, man, why are you buying sunscreen when I go to the store? Mm-hmm. I'm just like, bro.
See, I'm a light-skinned dude, so when I tan,
I would never ask you that question, man.
The lady at the CVS, she literally, I put 3 cans of sunscreen on the table. And I went to check out because I was getting it for me and the guys at work today.
She looked at you like, what you need that for?
And I sat it there and she's like, is this yours? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. That's all she said.
I don't think we have SPF Negro.
Jeez. Uh-oh.
It was horrible.
All right.
It was horrible.
But, hey guys, welcome to the show.
I've been busy for a different reason. I was giving a speech and I was
You should have been on that roof.
I know, I should have been. I do need to get a little bit darker. No, I was giving a speech for my campaign, Orange County Commissioners.
You almost forgot?
Made no position.
I have given my speech. I promise. It's called Speed Campaign Dating.
What?
And they set up.
You was out dating.
So they set up these groups of people to give you money.
I'm dating too.
And I had to give my speech 7 times in the last hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. And ask for money. So
I did things 7 times in the last hour and a half, and it ain't got nothing to do with giving a speech. I gave money.
But I was in Apopka, so it wasn't too far from here. So that's why I just came over right to the studio. But we want to remind our listeners the Kevin Sutton Show is proudly sponsored by Cruz and Pasquera Personal Attorneys. That's right. Have you been in a car accident, hit and run, slip and fall? You know what? Cruz and Pasquera, they're a full-service law firm. Give them a call. Office is downtown Orlando, 407-841-0000. 0200. You can also go to our website, kevinsuttonshow.com, click on the link. They're great people. You're not just a client, you're family.
I'm wondering if I was on the roof and I slipped off because I had a pair of Jordans on today, my OSHA regulated Jordans, and it was so hot on the roof that the bottom of the shoe literally separated and I slipped. And I was like, oh, snap. And I could have rolled off the roof. I'm wondering if I could have called Cruz and Pascara, even though my company has workers' compensation and liability insurance, could I have sued Michael Jordan because his shoe didn't withstand the hotness of the roof?
That's a good question we can ask Brian when he comes back to the show.
He was Air Jordan, not Roof Jordan.
Wait, the question is...
Always protecting your people, man. Chicago people can't trust them.
Workers' comp, you've got liability. Can you sue your own company?
Ooh.
Yeah, you can. I don't know.
You just said you can, like with confidence.
You're a fake attorney.
Yes, I
He's
am.
like, yes, you can. I don't know. Maybe. I think. It sounds right. Maybe not.
I'm going to find out. Can someone
guys,
text one of the attorneys? I know they're very busy, but somebody should text them right now.
You should ask Phil. Hey, Phil, can you do this? Yeah, I can. I don't know. Maybe not. No, we shouldn't do that. His whole answer changed in 10 seconds.
Oh, goodness.
Hey,
what are you gonna
but
do?
can we get some intros? We need some pump up music.
We don't need no intros. Myra with the ladies' point of view.
Hey.
Having a good time.
I love that name.
His name is John C.
Oh, I forgot what day it was. Oh, snap. Oh, bite. I need that. Oh.
You know, I forget
I'm doing the Dave
that
Chappelle
I'm mad
dance
at
like
John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
watching
gotta
Total
change it.
Bellas.
Every time I hear this, that's all I think about is Dave Chappelle dance. Remember when he's itching for the crap? I don't know.
You
It
guys
just
are
fits.
retarded.
Well,
It just fits.
well, guys, it is Wrestling Wednesday.
Yes.
And there's two things.
Uh-oh.
Two main things I want to discuss. Mainly because Nick made me mad last hour. He was talking crap about wrestling again.
It's so
my
easy.
goodness.
It's so easy to get under the skin of wrestling fan. You guys are so
Get
insecure.
over it, bro.
You're so insecure. It's
That's
so
what-
easy.
that's
I got text messages after that last show when we had.
I know.
like,
people were upset at Nick.
Oh,
They
my
get
goodness.
so angry.
They don't like you, Nick.
well,
is he even on your show
That's what-
like wrestling?
do you know? Do you know?
Like
what he
your
said this
sport,
time?
your sport. Move on with your life.
Do you know what he said this time?
What did he say?
Oh, I can't wait for this to be taken out of context. Go ahead.
How can you take it out of context?
No, please tell me what I said.
Let's hit rewind.
He said professional wrestlers aren't athletes; they're actors.
No. I said, what should they be classified as if you had to decide between actors or athletes?
But why? But why do you have to decide?
So we were talking about whether or not Dwayne Johnson was an actor or an athlete.
He's both.
yeah.
Because
No.
he is very athletic.
At this point, though, yes. I mean, there's
Hold on.
See, here's-
I'm with
here's-
Nick.
here's the-
Hold
here's the-
on.
okay, because the last time that he was an actual athlete was when he was at the University of Miami. Okay,
Like
when he
a
was an
actual
athlete, would you say, okay,
football player,
that guy
yeah.
is an athlete? Yes. Since then, he's been a pro wrestler and he's been in movies. At this point, he's an actor.
He's a
Hold on.
stunt man.
He's been back to the ring, though. He's been back to the ring.
Yeah, I know. He stood
Well,
outside
but
of
what
it.
Nick
He
is
stood
saying is
outside
that
of it
the
and
whole
talked.
the whole pro wrestling thing, they're not considered athletes. That's what you're
I would
saying.
consider them actors before I would consider them athletes. That was the nuance of the conversation.
But why do you?
Jerry
but
had
why do
no
you have to
nuance
put?
during the conversation.
But why do you have
whatsoever.
to put them in one separate thing? Why can't they be both?
Well, you see, like that's what makes it actually a debate, though. Is I can't have two boxes. There needs to be one box in order
you
to
don't
do
need,
it.
You don't need to put it in one box.
Look, as someone who's political, right? Can't we just make all be happy?
Listen, I mean,
No.
I like
Never.
Myra in here. You see, Republicans watch wrestling too. That's what she's doing.
Hey.
Hey, I'm
She's,
in a
she's doing it for
nonpartisan
votes,
election.
but
Why can't it
at
be
the
for
house,
everybody?
at the house, she's talking all types of smack about Phil and his backyard back break.
That, I do not. But I do remember
I laugh.
the upsetness of people. I'm seeing them on our page where people get
They get
upset.
so
at Nick.
angry.
Like Phil, you literally could have died.
And my whole thing is just like, enjoy your sport. It's okay, move on. Like I feel like the same way about a guy who's like, oh well, the NBA is totally fixed. I get so angry about it. It's like, just enjoy my sport, whatever. It's
Phil,
okay.
when you hurt your back, you know what? During wrestling, back in the days, I remember they used to do a disclaimer, like, "Don't try this at home. These are professionals."
And
Do they still do that?
I don't think so. They do?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen like it written up.
I
And,
haven't.
like,
But
it
does
used to be
start
like
at the
a
beginning
stop
or at
point.
the end?
It used to be at the beginning. You're right. I haven't seen it in the intro.
You remember what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, Nick? Like it used to do like a disclaimer.
Yeah, please don't try
like,
this
don't
at home.
try
These
this at
guys
home.
break
Like
their bones and do all this other stuff.
I don't think we ever ran that on this show.
yeah, it used to
I
be.
don't remember.
Well,
that.
it used to,
Not on
for
our show.
The
On
TV
actually
show.
the TV
Oh no,
show.
I tell.
The
Oh
TV
yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I just don't remember it with the
I remember that.
the wrestling.
I think because they got
Recently.
sued. They got sued because somebody died.
Many
Gotcha.
people have died at the hands of wrestling, though.
Well,
Which is
backyard
stupid.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
backyard
backyard
stuff.
stuff.
yeah, I remember this.
Well, you could say the same thing about wakeboarding. We've known people who've died, who've broken their neck, been paralyzed through
Yeah.
wakeboarding. So it's it's the chance you take.
But they have insurance because it's a professional athlete. There's sports insurance.
there is a sports
Kevin.
clearance that the wrestlers get. So when
They got insurance?
yeah,
Okay.
of course
I was
they
talking
do.
about wakeboarders.
I was talking about wrestlers.
Oh, they have.
Kevin, like Kevin trying to troll with me here. I like it. I like Kevin's style.
Phil, why are you looking at me like that, dog?
Phil's like, don't give him any more ammunition. I'm here just saying stuff to say stuff. I
Look,
just think it's funny.
don't pay the troll, man. Don't pay the troll.
You know what I always get? Hey Nick, since you're a Caucasian male, right? So we get to ask the Caucasian.
What an astute observation.
We're gonna ask the Caucasian guy in the room. So as I'm running for office, I tell people
I'm already uncomfortable.
I tell people where I live, and I say, yeah, I live on Lake Jessamine. My husband used to be a professional wakeboarder, and everybody laughs when I first say that. Caucasian men laugh, knowing that Kevin's black. What's up with that?
I laugh too.
I don't know. I honestly
You represent the Caucasian
I
race.
honestly couldn't tell you. Do not put me in a box. I have no idea why they would laugh.
They don't say no way. They just start laughing.
You swim?
I'm not gonna lie. To me, I always thought Kevin was too tall to be a pro wakeboarder. I always feel like they're shorter guys.
They are shorter guys, but the industry changed once the boards were able to change. Before they used to be so heavy. Remember when we had the two twins on? We were talking about the change of the sport, and so the weight used to be so heavy on the board, so they used to make them like a one size fits all. Unfortunately, anybody over like 5'6",
yeah, your equilibrium would be off.
yeah,
It wasn't a broad
instantly
enough
the
base.
board doesn't work right. But once they started expanding the board, so it used to be like a 133, 125. Now you can get a board 147, 57, and that basically they call them Cadillacs. So as soon as you buy that board, but it allows a heavier person to glide across the water.
I'll never forget the first time you bought a 128.
Oh,
so it was
man.
a kid board.
But they didn't say that when I bought it.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
a
kid
120.
board.
That one's for
Sports
babies.
Authority, I know why they're closed.
But he goes, check this out. He goes and does, he goes out wakeboarding with these professional wakeboarders, and they don't know how Kevin's actually able to stay up above the water. Because they're like, dude, you're 6 foot and 200 pounds. How are you on a 5'4", 120-pound board? And Kevin's like, black people, we can fly. Look at Jordan. Air.
That was always my favorite move.
Or you can quote it. They all float.
They all float. Well, technically, no. But no, we'll get into some stuff. It is going crazy, but Wrestling Wednesdays is the moment. So when we come back, I'm getting hyped, dog. I'm getting real hyped. Are you prepared?
Tomorrow is World Cup Thursday.
Record now. That's what I'm telling you, because when we come back, I'm getting in trouble. All right, brothers and sisters, this is the moment. This is the moment right now. Wrestling Wednesdays, and I'm already amped up. During this commercial break, I had beanies and weenies.
Yeah.
I sneezed. And,
No, you didn't.
and Mara said,
No.
hey, did you just do what I thought you did? Sorry, we're in an enclosed environment with soundproof glass. There's no room for anybody to breathe in here.
No.
No, it's bad. It's really bad. Really bad.
I apologize.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's Wrestling
it is
Wednesday.
Wrestling Wednesday. I don't know if we even settled that debate, but we can move on.
It will never be settled, my friend.
Well, let me ask you this. Has Michael Jordan ever been part of the WWE?
No.
He's never come to a match?
I thought he came to a match. No,
I do
that
not
was Mike
recall.
Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson did, but not.
That was Mike
I mean,
Tyson.
normally everybody comes through at some point.
Yeah. Lawrence Taylor did. They were LT. Kevin, they were Lawrence
Yeah,
Taylor.
I do remember
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor coming out there.
I mean, Ronda Rousey. She's an athlete.
Oh, Lord.
Is she now an actress?
She will be like The Rock, former athlete, now an actor.
What classifies them as athlete? Like
they compete in.
Is it because it's a competitive sport?
I think it's because they know. I think it's not competitive when you know who's a winner.
Yeah, is that the only reason why
I think
that?
I think that might be
it's
the.
Not.
We're still doing this? I thought you want to talk about real wrestling stuff.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Is that like an oxymoron?
No, I actually didn't mean to do that, but now that I hear it, okay.
You guys.
Okay, I'll leave you alone, Phil.
You guys.
There you go. Continue.
Okay. You guys know CM Punk, right?
Yes. CM Punk.
Punk.
And, he's been out of the WWE since January of 2014.
Jeez, it's been that long?
It's been that long. And,
liked him.
He's in the UFC. He just had a fight last Saturday. He lost again, so he's 0-2. Pretty embarrassing fight, too.
I don't think he
hasn't even whooped like twice. Like he hasn't even been competitive.
No, and the guy he fought was garbage, too. If you watch that fight.
Wow, that guy feels bad.
Dude, let me tell you. They had it. It was the opening fight of the card last Saturday, right? And
that's crazy.
Joe Rogan is kind of a d-bag, right?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
So he was like, "Is this fight fixed or something? Why is he not finishing the fight?" Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, Joe Rogan was because the fight actually went to a decision.
I bet the UFC loved that comment.
Yeah. And so Dana White, pretty much said CM Punk's UFC career is over. He should have even been on the main card.
They're pulling him. They're pulling his fight card?
I mean, that's what Dana White said.
Has that been done before?
Yeah.
Outside of something illegal.
Well, Kimbo Slice, when he was in UFC, he was just an attraction. So Dana White was like, well, Seth Petrozelli whooped him in 14 seconds.
That was luck. But yeah, continue.
But no, he was saying that he's not. He shouldn't even be because the UFC should be the top of the top of the top of the elite.
Okay.
That's why you're in the main card. But you're not. If you're just a name, you're making the sport look bad. So he pretty much said
you gotta have something. Gotta have something to back it up.
I mean, he's also 39.
Yeah.
He's also 39. His body's beat up. But
now what's gonna happen? So he's done.
We don't know. We don't know what he actually is going to do. But the reason why I brought up CM Punk is for the past 4 years since CM Punk left, he's been in a lawsuit with the WWE, with the WWE's main doctor, Chris Amon. And if you guys are wrestling fans, you probably heard about this. But Kevin Meyer and Nick, he was on another wrestler's podcast in late November of that year, and discussing why Chris Amon, Dr. Amon, is a POS essentially. And he was saying that he had staph infection, and Chris Amon was only giving him like Z-Packs and all this other stuff, and ignoring him. And so Dr. Amon got a hold of he got a hold of this. He heard about what's going on because people were harassing him on Twitter, calling him Dr. Z-Pack and all that stuff. So he filed a defamation lawsuit against CM Punk and Cole Cabana, who ran the podcast. They were in trial last week.
How does he sue the podcast? Like, this is...
Let me tell you.
Okay.
And so he filed a defamation, and I think it's called libel. I think it's not slander. Slander is written, right? Libel is when you speak it.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay. Other way around.
It is?
It's the other way around. Libel is when it's written, I believe.
Okay. Well, he filed a defamation lawsuit against CM Punk and Cole Cabana with the podcast.
Yeah.
And so they were trying to get upwards of $1 per download, and
that's one of the big shows,
over $4 million.
Yeah,
for
that's
that
a big
episode.
show.
But the trial ran for about a week and a half, and this was right before CM Punk's fight. This was last week, so he had to do this trial. He had to relive all those memories. He was crying on the stand about all this other stuff going on, and essentially Chris Amon, Dr. Amon, was saying that it ruined his reputation. Even though he's still employed by the WWE, he never lost any money.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that. The main reason why this was an issue is because people were worried about, well, if you go on a show and talk about something that can people just go back and sue you? And so the verdict happened last Tuesday. Anybody want to take a guess who won? And
the doctor.
But before that, rumors were going around saying that the WWE was secretly bankrolling Chris Amon, Dr. Amon, because they wanted to bankrupt CM Punk and Colt Cabana with all the lawyers' fees. This has been going on for 3 years.
Yeah.
This lawsuit has been, so just imagine how much lawyers cost per hour.
Yeah, no,
you paying
definitely.
them per hour, and so they wanted to secretly bankrupt CM Punk and Colt Cabana. So take a guess at the verdict of this lawsuit. Who won? Who won the defamation lawsuit?
The doctor.
I would say the doctor lost the suit.
Nick, did you hear about this?
I did not know.
So you want to take a guess?
I think probably CM Punk lost.
That's wrong.
CM Punk and Colt Cabana, they won.
Really?
They had proof of
it was a unanimous jury verdict. It only took them 2 hours of
mediation.
Deliberation.
Yeah.
Only took them 2 hours because the jury was saying is like, well, Colt Cabana is not liable for any of this because he had to believe that you were telling him the truth.
That's, I mean, as media, that's what
you
out
do, yeah.
what someone says, and I mean, you could do due diligence to kind of make sure it seems somewhat reliable, but you can give both sides the opportunity to speak their mind.
Yeah,
and outside of that, that.
And they were saying that he couldn't sue for damages if there were no financial damages. Chris Amon didn't lose his job.
Yeah,
they
kept them.
And essentially, he was upset because people were trolling him on Twitter. Essentially,
yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, but this has been almost 4 years of this crap.
That's horrible
going on. So
how much did he win?
He didn't win any money. It was just a defamation lawsuit. And so,
but does CM
now
Punk
they can file a claim to have them pay for the
compensation
lawyer fees.
for lawyer fees.
Yeah, you countersue at that point.
Along with his time that he's been spending 3 years. I'm sure CM Punk had to go to court a bunch of times in these 3 years.
That's what I would do. I would sue. I would countersue.
Countersue, definitely.
Now, right after the trial, CM Punk was interviewed and asking him, like, how do you feel about this? Does this completely sour you on wrestling, or would you be considering coming back? And his answer was, hell no, never. I will never be back in WWE ever.
Whoa!
And
they wouldn't want him anyway.
And people were like, "You're gonna burn that bridge?" And he's like, "Burn it down." Like essentially, like he never wants to be a part of WWE ever again.
Hall of Fame,
nothing. Now that might change over time because
it always changes over time when you need some money.
Because you got to remember,
Myra's
Macho,
right.
Macho. Well, Myra is right because his UFC career is over now. Essentially, he said this before the fight, and he lost, and pretty much Dana White called him out on national television saying you're not worthy enough to fight in the octagon.
Yeah, that hurts.
And so now your ego is badly bruises your face.
My ego.
So now what do? Do you go to another promotion? Do you go to New Japan?
Oh, that could work, New Japan. But they might not want to, because hold on. Let's take that back. New Japan is some serious stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
They, I think, are almost more advanced than the actual WWE in some of the stuff that I see these guys do.
Yeah.
Their moves, it doesn't even look like normal wrestling when you watch that stuff.
Now, if Nick would say the crap that he said earlier, he probably would get stabbed in Japan because they take that stuff literal. Those guys are.
That's why I love America.
Those guys are movie stars. Those guys are movie stars in Japan.
Oh, okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. I don't know what CM Punk's going to do. He's 39 years old. His body's beat up. He said he's never going to come back to WWE. I believe that, unless.
What is he doing to make a living? Like, how is he making money?
He was with you. You know what's crazy? Guess how much? This it's not Money Monday, but guess how much he got paid for that fight, and guess how much the other guy got paid who beat him for that fight. So take a guess how much the guy who I think his name was Mark Johnson. I think that was his name.
$60,000
or Mark Jackson. something Jackson.
I always wonder what these guys get paid.
$60,000.
You said the guy that beat him got $60,000.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, you want to take a guess?
The guy that beat him probably got like $35K. I don't know.
Myra?
The guy that beat him or
the guy that beat him?
50.
All right. He got $23,000 for that.
Yeah, because most of those guys, they get a shared Reebok endorsement, where it's basically they supply them with training shoes.
Yeah, usually you're competing more for a contract than you are anything, aren't you? We saw that with Greg Hardy last night. He got a UFC contract after winning his first fight.
And I'll give you guys the answer to how much CM Punk made when we come back. That cool?
Joe.
Sounds good, man.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Kevin Sutton Show on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Yes, sir. Back in the hot seat. We got that. Oh yeah, dog. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of the username Kevin Sutton Show, and get that action right in your face.
Yes. We want to talk about our friends over at Cruz and Pascara, PA. Are you currently in a law litigation and you just don't feel like your lawyers are doing enough for you? You kind of question it, but you feel awkward. Like, how do you say, hey, are you doing enough? But you have that gut feeling. Well, you know what? Cruz and Pascara does free case evaluation. That's right, free. No strings attached, no questions asked. They're going to go through your case and make sure you're getting fairly, equally, and getting the highest representation
I like that,
you can.
though. That is pretty good.
There's been plenty of times where you call your lawyer, you leave messages, and you're just like, why don't I hear anything? How come I don't have a settlement?
alive?
I know, like, what's happened, man?
Is this real life?
Not at Cruz and Pascara. They're there for you. I told you, you're not just a client, you're family. I love that family. And not to mention, coming up, we're going to have the Myra Uribe campaign fundraiser at the offices of Cruz and Pascara. Everyone is invited.
Fundraiser?
Yes. Fund.
Is it fun? And what will the level be?
It's fundraiser.
Oh.
Raising
not
funds.
Fund. But,
and then you have to do, like, on Cruz and Pascara, if you're ever on a roof and you slip off and you want to sue yourself.
Anyways, that's Cruz and Pascara offices downtown Orlando, 407-841-0200. There's a passcode that you say.
Yeah.
That's right. You get the VIP treatment, but then again, you always get it.
All right, so before we went to break, we were talking about CM Punk's last UFC fight.
CM Punk.
And his loss.
Punk.
His loss to, I think it was Mark Jackson. I don't even remember his name.
That guy doesn't even have a name.
He was a nobody.
You know, when you play on, like, the video games, it's just like computer.
Creative names.
Yeah, it's just computer.
So revealed that he made about $23,000 for that fight. So you guys wanted to get a guess on how much CM Punk made for that fight.
30.
5.
Kevin?
5.
30.
1,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
All right. Myra?
30.
Nick?
15.
CM Punk made over $500,000 for that fight.
What?
Awesome.
Oh.
Because CM Punk is an attraction.
What?
That's the only reason why he was on that card. Okay. That's the only reason why he was on that card, because he's an attraction.
5,000 times 1,000.
That is
crazy.
jacked up, bro.
Over $500,000 for that fight to lose pretty badly.
But you know what?
So he took the fall.
But you know what's going
No, he's just not that good. He tried.
He did try?
Oh, yeah, he tried.
You know what's going to happen, though? I think mixing MMA with the wrestling world, the real wrestling world. I mean, just like as in the people, jiu-jitsu type wrestling styles. I'm saying like real wrestling and then jiu-jitsu. Then you got all those trades of martial arts. And they kind of started trying to encompass like boxing a little bit, right? Yes. And then they said, let's encompass over some more things and let's pull in like the wrestling, like the WWE style. Let's pull those guys in because they have a big name and a huge following. And you throw them in this pot of actually skilled fighters, not skilled athletes, right? So when you do that, it's kind of like when I used to fight Taekwondo and you know, like you can actually compete for target hitting, and then you can actually fight to win. Like there's a complete different strategy,
like the Bayons.
Yeah, like you know, target fighting is not but when you do this, at some point you don't think you ruin the nostalgia of the event where you start saying that like we're just going to throw in a big name, and then you have a guy that's an actual real athlete that's working his way up the ranks to fight. He gets 20,000 and this guy gets 500,000 because he has a cool name, and then he goes in there and gets his butt whooped because this is not the first time this has happened with wrestlers.
No, but counterpoint, there are professional wrestlers that do fight and are
doing a good job.
You can say Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley
did pretty decent.
But actually, Batista got in the ring a few times, and he was pretty decent.
But,
not UFC caliber. But,
yeah,
you know, so it's there. You know, Bob Sapp. You know, there are guys that are legitimate. You know, tough guys.
When did Sapp go in?
Bob Sapp he did fighting for a while.
Oh man, I can.
But he wrestled back in WCW.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Sapp. I used to make fun of like Warren Sapp. I remember.
Yeah, but so I mean, it's a spectrum, you know, and I think these guys, maybe their egos get too big.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm a name. You know, like when you go into that realm, and now you start getting fans. Like, okay, I'm not paying for this ticket to go and see this because it's just going to be another hoax. You know what I mean? Like, you want to see somebody actually do the fight, not just be there.
You wanted to be competitive.
Like, bringing, geez, what's
you're bad with names.
Yeah, the girl.
Ronda
Rousey. There you go.
Okay.
Bringing Ronda Rousey over to the WWE. I think that kind of makes MMA fans say, okay, well, you put Ronda Rousey over there, but they are about the real fight.
Yes.
I don't think too many people transferred over. I wish there was a way to see the numbers of that.
Casual fans do because they know the name.
Okay.
But hardcore MMA fans don't care. Like Joe Rogan is a bigger troll than Nick is. Okay, he hates.
Yeah, he trolls.
He hates WWE.
all day long.
He hates WWE fans.
He definitely gets paid more than I do. That's true. He gets paid for his trolling.
Yeah. So I mean, it works both ways sometimes because MMA fans aren't really the WWE fans, but WWE fans are MMA.
But they're
fans.
talking about it, which was the thing that they're saying, like Conor McGregor, fighting
because he's a showman.
Yeah,
and
Conor
he gets
McGregor
a lot
going
of
over with Floyd Mayweather.
Both of them are
made
WWE
MMA
fans.
fighters, watchers, enthusiasts go over and look at that fight
because that's how they got their style.
Was
from.
that the highest ratings ever
for UFC fight?
No, for a actual boxing match.
Oh, the biggest
with Conor McGregor.
The biggest buy.
I know that was the biggest buy-in, but I was actually like the numbers from people paying to watch the pay-per-view.
I don't think so. I think that Pacquiao Mayweather had more viewers, but I could be wrong. It's close. One of those two fights holds the record, I think.
I'd like to check that out.
That would be crazy. Though,
and
right?
when Floyd Mayweather fought Big Show in WWE, that was WrestleMania 24 back here in Orlando. That was one of the biggest buys
for WWE
buys. Yeah.
So, but he pulled into the WWE, so you could say it wasn't like all the boxing fans went over and made the numbers from the WWE higher. Do you think it was just more of the WWE?
I think it was just because
base
the name,
care to watch
the name Floyd Mayweather.
Can we do a real quick wrap up about Royal Rumble? It was the first time the ladies were in it, right?
Yes.
And this is the 25th year anniversary, or was that Raw's 25 years?
That was Raw's 25 years.
Okay, so the Bella Twins came back for the Royal Rumble, which is a little bit delayed on Total Bellas. But run us through that real quick before we head out.
Nikki Bella was the last two, so it was her and Oscar were the last two in the ring. Nikki Bella looked great. Brie Bella still had a little bit of belly, but I mean, she was fine.
It's crazy, because Brie used to be the thin one.
Yeah.
So it is kind of funny looking at her chunky. They look more alike now.
Yeah, and Oscar ended up winning that match, but she fought Charlotte at WrestleMania. But yeah, they came in. They actually got a monstrous ovation. It's crazy because as much as hardcore fans don't like the Bellas, they still get a lot of
I think
adulation.
that you can't help but love the Bellas, except the viewership on E!
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think they'll get another season after this.
I hope not.
I don't think they deserved it. I think it was a
work.
Like the split that show up, like the divas.
Well, they didn't split it up. The girls
They
are
did
still on
split
the
it
divas.
up.
They just gave them their own.
They did. That is. Now
they
you sound
still-
like Phil. There was a show with a bunch of girls that did professional wrestling, and they followed them and their boyfriends, and then they said, "Hey, let's take John Cena's girlfriend and Daniel Bryan's girlfriend, and let's go ahead and make a show just about them." As they film the regular show.
They're the main attraction.
I understand that. It'd be like the Kardashians making a Kardashians. Like, I mean.
You mean like the spinoffs?
Exactly.
Lamar and Khloe
none of those things work. None of those things work.
Because they want the whole.
Yeah, like when you show, like you can't just show the one part. You couldn't just show the Bella Twins out on the date with John Cena on one show and then not put it on the other show. Like it just it dissolves it.
You know what though? If I had to interview John Cena, well, if I could, I would ask him, was that awkward doing the breakup where the camera's right in your face?
Yeah, probably.
That was so fake.
Their relationship is just as fake as wrestling. Stay tuned.
Oh!